Welcome, future Blumettes. We are definitely elated and excited that you are on this journey with us. One thing we want to discuss on this segment is, what does she's ready to bloom mean? So I will tell you in this whole journey that the name alone was birthed from Praise. So Praise, I will ask you, when you decided to send me the text that says she ready to bloom, what did you like? What inspired you? Why was that what you wanted to call?
I think for this season in our life, I was ready for us to bloom.
We're always either in a season, coming out of a season, or preparing to go into the next season. So when you thought about she ready to bloom, what did that mean for you?
So I thought about it, and I was thinking about spring actually, because I am big on spring flowers. You know, one day I looked out at my window. I have these fake roses that look real, that are gorgeous. You'll have to see them before, you leave. Beautiful roses. And the leaves were completely dead. The roses looked like there was no life there. They were dead. And then it was just 2 weeks later, and I look outside and I see green leaves. All of a sudden, green leaves are there on these dead roses. And then it wasn't 2 weeks later they had bloomed into roses. And I was like, this is like how our lives are. You know, at times we go through seasons where we are just kind of there. And I don't know if it's the 40-ish that got me thinking about blooming, where you kind of learn not to care so much about what other people say.
Exactly, that part.
You know, where I was like, you know what? I think I am in my blooming season, and I cannot be doing this alone. I gotta have my best friend blooming with me, whether she likes it or not.
And I love it. I feel honored. Thank you for choosing me.
well, thank you for agreeing.
And that's a question I get often is when I do share, and I have shared, She's Ready to Bloom, our podcast, our launch, and our new journey. A lot of people ask me, what is it about?
Yeah.
And two words that definitely come to mind is, I often tell people, it's just making sure that you're healed and that you're whole.
Yeah.
And the reason why I chose those, because I think those two things is truly a journey. You don't ever, I hate to say you never really arrive, because there are some things that you'll always, the residue of it will always remain. So what we do is we learn to manage that on the journey. So that's why it's a continuous process. And one of the other things I share with them is, I want to ensure that we are really helping our Blumettes, if we will, learn to juggle the uncertainties of life.
Yeah.
But also remaining and constantly striving to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Because life is full of uncertainties as we know it to be. But through those seasons, we're constantly showing people we're getting up every day, we're putting in the work, and we're constantly growing and blooming through all of those seasons. And so yes, there is a better version of us. The version of us that you see today will be different than what you see tomorrow, and our years to come. Because as we said, this is us at 80 sitting on a porch still talking about she's ready to
with
bloom.
our Blumettes. Okay.
So I definitely want to welcome everyone for taking the journey.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when I think about She's Ready to Bloom and what it means to me, I can't help but look at our logo. So when you gave me the feedback of what you wanted, I kind of took it and I ran a few different ideas. I came up with a few different images, I will say, if you will. But with this specific image, initially, I guess I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's elegant, it's classy, it speaks to who we are, our personalities. So at initial glance, I didn't see it the way God was designing it. And that's one thing I will tell people. Sometimes we don't see it until God pulls back the veil. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes if we get so fixated on the finer detail of a thing, we'll overthink it. And so once I sent it to you, it was like, oh, it's perfect, just change the color. So henceforth the purple and the pink. So the purple for me, not only does it represent royalty, it also is my mom's favorite color. And you was like, Kimiko, I gotta have some pink in it. But you never told me why at first. And then eventually later on you came back to tell me it's because your mom died of breast cancer. So when I saw the infinity sign, because you was like, just add it anywhere. I was like, perfect place to put on the logo. So when I looked at the infinity sign with half of it being purple,
Yeah.
because the purple represents royalty, but it's also my mom's favorite color. And then your mom's favorite, well, the color that we're utilizing to represent your mom in our logo is pink.
Yes.
So the infinity sign was perfect because we're always constantly standing on the shoulders of the women that's gone before us. And so therefore we should be also using that, all the lessons learned,
Yes.
and all the characteristics that they input in us, to use that to share with our Blumettes so that they can continue to know that there was somebody else behind them that's waiting, and that will be standing on their shoulders. So I thought that was a perfect symbol because it's a never-ending cycle.
Yes.
It's continuation. It's something that will be with us always. And we talk about it a lot in our journey about how the women that we are today is truly a reflection of the sacrifice of the women that paved the way for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was continuing to look at it, and the SB, I was like, oh my God, even though you told me she ready to, I didn't look at it that way, but SB is my mom's initials. And I was like, wow, okay, Lord, I see what you're doing. And then the crown on the top just took it over for me. Because then I thought about, during my mom's homegoing service, we did a crowning ceremony.
Wow.
So she wears a crown to this day
Oh.
on her head in her coffin. So for me, when I look at what does she ready to bloom means to me, is ensuring that it keeps me humble.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the sacrifice
Yes.
that our mothers made for us.
Yes.
And now we take the torch and we carry the mantle well. And we light every candle that's on this journey.
Yes.
We will be, like as the Bible would say, the light that's seated on a hill that cannot be hidden. So I want to ensure that as we continue to bloom, that we light as many candles on our journey to make sure that they too know that they can smile again, they can bloom.
Yes.
And they'll be the reason someone else is blooming.
Amen. That is beautiful.
Again, I just want to say thank you all for chiming in with us today. Today is definitely a big monumental day for us. We could not do this without you. Again, we thank you for your love and support. We hopefully you enjoyed our welcome and our what does she ready to bloom means to us. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. That's this Thursday, where all our new episodes will drop every Thursday at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. So therefore, we're catching everybody in the morning on the East Coast as well as wherever you are in the world. Again, just the one ask we always have of you is to like, share, comment, and subscribe to all of our social media platforms. You'll find us not only on Spotify, on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and our TikTok. Again, thank you all again. We can't do it without you. And always remember, no matter what goes on in the day, there's always an opportunity for us to bloom. Now go bloom.
She ready to bloom.
She ready to bloom.
She's ready to bloom.
She ready to bloom. She's ready to bloom.
She ready to bloom.
She's ready to bloom. She ready to bloom.
She's ready to bloom.